Hey, you two. Again, twice in a row.
I'm just out here
doing it.
fixing stuff. I'm like Bob the Builder.
Because you get hyper fixated on things and you never stop. So you get it
I am a
out.
perfectionist. I look at these other scrubs on YouTube and I'm like, man, they've got so many views and subscribers and they look and sound like shit. And I'm like, no, we're going to make it good, damn it. We deserve
That's
more.
right.
Give us more views, YouTube and TikTok and the Spotify and everybody else. Hi,
All of
we
the
don't sound
things
like
in the stuff.
all the things in the
Right,
stuff.
right. We could just pretend to be Joe Rogan.
What
We can get a
fucking-
lot of views.
Doc is this on?
The album review doc.
God damn.
There.
All right, there it is. Jesus Christ.
Okay, good. All right. So, welcome to the Morning After Music Show with us, bunch of idiots, Geek Republic Media, Brett, Cody, and Josh.
Hello.
Happy Sunday.
Happy
Let's
Sunday.
get into our album review for today.
Yes.
Before we do it, though, a little bit of housekeeping. Like always, please subscribe to us here on this channel. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. We don't care. Comment below once Cody gives us our question, which will be coming later. Also, if you want to hang out during the live show, every single episode, please come over to Twitch. It's a fun time. We got people in chat. We do little fun, colorful little dancing dudes. It's really fun, okay? And we also do a YouTube video watching thing for breaking down the breakdowns, a segment afterwards, like an after party kind of thing, after show. And it's a lot of fun. We vote on songs, we create playlists, and you guys get to participate. So please come over there and follow us as well. But without further ado, let's get into our show. This is our album review for Fit for an Autopsy. Oh, what the future holds.
Mouse.
Oh no.
But there we go.
Broken.
There we go.
Broken.
We're getting there. It's
Oh,
fine.
What the Future
Everything's fine.
Holds by Fit for an Autopsy. Let's get into it. It was my pick because I screwed up last week. But I'm actually kind of happy because I was trying to avoid this because I'm not a huge fan of deathcore. But this album did a little something for me to kind of get me into deathcore. I mean, I felt nostalgia. Breck, you'll remember back in high school when I did my random stints of this kind of music.
Yes. The Acacia Strain
Just-
within the ruins.
Yeah, just randomly jumping into this grimy grindcore crap.
Awful.
It was bad. It was a bad time, and I don't know
was
why
so
I did it,
bad.
but I did it a couple times in high school. But it brought me back, and I was like, hey, this band belongs in that group. I wonder why I never listened to it. As far as deathcore goes, they kind of are a flagship, and kind of set a baseline for like, if I'm gonna listen to deathcore, this probably should be in the playlist because they do it right. I'm not saying it's a great genre, but they do it right. So let's get into some history of this album and this band. Cody, take it away.
Okay, hey everybody, it's time for the question of the day. I don't know why I did that. Question of the day. So as you may or may not know, Joe, the vocalist, and Tim, the guitarist, both have YouTube or Twitch channels, right? Big on Twitch. If you know them, go find them, go watch them. I think Steven was actually a mod for Tim. I think that's how I got the album from them signed. I'm not sure. So, question of the day, who's your favorite Twitch musician? Now, I separated it between the non-touring, like YouTube, us area, and the real band area. Mine would be Young Gun, French Stallion, and Nick Nocturnal for the non-touring real people bands. And then, of course, Matt Heafy, Tim Howley, and Joe Bad for the real ones.
Yeah, I think I sit there with you. I think Young Gun,
Yep.
solid.
Yep.
He
comes to
follows
mind.
us.
He does.
Yeah, he follows us. So, hey, Colt.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Rate us, brother.
Yeah. But yeah, so definitely he's super fun. His streams are always great. And like you said, Matt Heafy kind of is the king of this.
Yeah.
of
He's Twitch music dad.
stuff.
I do like
Yeah, right.
8-Bit Drummer. He's a
Oh,
good
he's
one.
good.
So much
Yeah,
fun.
he's a good
yeah.
one.
Chain Brain, also another big one.
Yep.
Right. And as far as touring dudes, Shane Told from Silverstein, he does a bunch of podcasts and talks to different musicians and stuff.
Really?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, he has a really cool setup as well.
I know
Mike
that.
Shinoda?
I was just
Mike
gonna
Shinoda
say.
helped with
I know Mike
Mike
Shinoda does it.
Shinoda.
I don't watch him, but
Yeah.
I know he's on.
Mark Hoppus is also on Twitch every now and then as well.
God, there's a shit ton of people on Twitch now.
Yeah, I
Hey,
mean, because like in the in betwing, you're not doing anything. Why
Yeah.
not?
Also,
Right? You can't,
the pandemic made everyone a Twitch streamer.
Oh, everyone
I
was a
know.
Twitch streamer.
including us.
Hey.
Eh.
Hey.
The best music Twitch streamers.
Yeah, us.
Us.
All the music we do.
We just talk about it. I can't play for shit anymore.
Hey Cody, when are those karaoke fucking streams coming? Eventually.
I know.
There's a drum set over there for looks.
I know. Just for aesthetics.
Can't play it. Yep. Can't play it.
But yeah, in the comments below, put your favorite. That's
Yeah.
what happens at the end of this little
Yeah.
bit here.
All right. So, Fit for an Autopsy, Oh What the Future Holds. It is their 6th studio album. It's released January 14th, 2022. It has 10 tracks coming in at 45 minutes at 13 seconds. The performers on this album were Joe Battolotto on lead vocals, Will Putney on guitar, Pat Sheridan on guitar and vocals, Peter Blue Spinazzola on bass, Josie and Orta, I probably said that wrong, on the drums, and Mr. Tim Howley on the guitar. Will Putney was also the producer. He's been the producer for a lot of albums. Definitely the MVP and the most valuable producer, if I do say so myself.
Okay.
No features on this album. They didn't need it. They didn't need anyone to hold their hand and carry them to a new stratosphere crossover. It's just themselves, baby, which is becoming more and more infrequent. You know, it's funny that a lot of bands will just. I feel like features didn't used to be a metal thing. You know, back in the day.
What, features
yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it happened every so often, but like it
I don't
feels
know.
like it's all the time now.
I mean, I don't know. You can. I guess not really on the metal side, because like Craig Owens was in everything, and so is Johnny Craig.
Yeah, maybe it's a genre thing,
Yeah.
but maybe not so metal. Because like you can see the random pop punk, like, you know, Fall Out Boy sometimes being with Panic at the Disco, shit like that.
Well,
You
I
know?
feel like the first really big one that was a hit, at least in a heavier genre, was the Day to Remember song with Mike from Devil Wears Prada. I feel like them crossing over really kind of like,
Sure.
oh, this seems like it's fun. Let's everyone do this now.
I mean,
I feel that.
yeah. Jeremy's
Because
been in August from Dread.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah,
Until
vocal
Yeah.
features.
Yeah, vocal features. So is Between the Buried and Me.
Mhm.
He was in one of the Constellation songs. I can't remember which one it was.
The singles for this album were Far From Heaven, Pandora, In Shadows, and Two Towers. Will Putney said a bunch of stuff about this album. He said on the album's musical direction, he said, "It's clear we don't sound like we did when we started the band. Obviously, we're taking the music in different directions. We've drifted into other styles, and our tastes have changed, so it's natural. But we're definitely the most satisfied we've ever been with our music. If you were there from the beginning, there will always be something for you. However, it is moving forward." The album was written during the pandemic, go fucking figure, and with no real timeline, there was virtually no pressure on completing the album, which allowed the band to have more fun with the process and allow them to explore new territories in their songwriting and things. Will also said that he got to spend a lot more time than normal on records, taking some songs into new places because of that. In regards to the lead single, Far From Heaven, Will said, "The world we exist in is clearly, quote, far from heaven. Institutions are exploited and people are taken advantage of. There's a power struggle between those in control and those who aren't. This is a fairly literal reflection on the world today." And finally, he also said, I always like it when aggressive music makes people think. Having a message is important to us. Maybe you'll reflect on what we're saying, see how it applies to you, and question some things. Or maybe it's just a soundtrack to let some anger out. I'm fine with that too.
All right.
And
All right.
that's kind of a little quick background.
No, I think I agree with that. Like, we kind of were talking about this before stream, that this band, right, is obviously, like we said, flagship kind of baseline for a deathcore thing. But I feel there's definitely they're leaning more into their core rather than the death, like some bands are. Like you see, like Lorna Shore, who literally is just a screeching blast beat kind of band.
Giant
And-
cradle filth, as I like to say.
Yeah.
Very similar, right? But this there's groove in a lot of this writing, which I think maybe started with the 2019 album as well, or the 2020 album, the one right before this.
2019, I think.
2019, I think so. So there's groove, right? There's riffs that are really fun, and you can kind of bob your head to them. Yes, there's a lot going on in the writing, right? It's deathcore. At its heart, it is deathy, right? It's in there. The riffs are kind of, there's not a lot of melody, but there's groove, and I can appreciate that. But along with the vocals, right? We're not talking about like ripping heads off babies vocals. We're just kind of talking about, certain, I guess, topics at a whole and kind of disseminating them. And I think that really works with this. I didn't think going into this album, I'd be like, hey, those are really cool. I wonder what concept he's trying to unravel here. Thinking, this is a deathcore, we're just going to be screaming and punching things. It's not so much. There is something there to kind of take from.
Oh, would you dare say it's not just idiot music?
Yeah, it's not idiot music. There's a lot of brain going on.
It's not music for idiots, huh?
Yeah, it's not. Well, you have to think, like,
Where'd that come from?
Where did that come from?
I think if there's 3 guitarists, there's no way it can be idiot music because everyone's doing something different. If there was 3 guitarists and it was idiot music, like most of the bands we watch, there's literally 2 dudes, just bass guitar and another bass guitar. Like that's idiot music. And
just
we're not talking
going?
Victor. Yeah, it's just rhythm, right? And it's boring. There's a lot going on with this with the writing here, and I noted that when I was breaking down my scores as well.
Okay.
All right.
Was that kind of your overall thoughts of it?
Brady
Yes.
boy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Josh.
Okay, Brett.
Okay. All right. I'll go. Hello.
Oh, I thought you were asking Brett a question.
No, I was asking you.
I can go on a little more.
Okay.
Totally fine.
If you want to.
I guess I shall go. I shall.
Okay.
I don't know who you're looking at. We're on the internet. So like I was saying, lyrics solid. It was really interesting to follow. Musicianship, they're great. All great musicians. They all know what they're doing, and I think that's where the intricacy comes from. Like I said, production wise, I thought it sounded great. And again, another hit for a, we're in the 2020s now. Like we should be pushing our sound recording. Like we should be able to do this really well now. And I think this is another test to that. I wouldn't say it's perfect. I think maybe some of the vocals could have been a little clearer, but again, that's the style. So maybe I just couldn't understand a lot of it because that's what this is. But then originality and memorability, I'm not going to remember any of these songs. Okay. I didn't know what the hell was going on, half of them. So that was my lowest score. It's deathcore. You listen to it when it now. Right, that's the point of it. And then originality, I had to bump it up a little bit because I came into the day saying that, yeah, it's deathcore, like it's not very original. But then Cody was like, but if you compare it to other deathcore bands, is this a band that is a top tier? And I was, yes. So maybe they set the bar for what's original. So with that in mind, I did bump them up a little bit as well. So that's mine right there.
Okay.
Brett, you want to take it next? Hopefully you don't die out mid-sentence.
Yeah. Right. That's why I came back. I was like, okay. Yeah. I don't know what happened. Your mic just gone for just a second. It's okay though. It's okay.
It's okay. You still got the point across.
Yeah. We knew what you were saying.
That's why we didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
All right. Yeah. My take. I don't know. It was all right. For a lot of it, it reminded me of the Guitar Hero episode of South Park, where like all the kids are playing, Guitar Hero, and they're playing "Carry On My Wayward Son," I think. And Randy comes in. He's like, "Hey guys, you guys think that's cool? I could actually play this, And like starts playing on actual guitar. It's like it's cool. It's really cool, but it's like I don't know. It just felt like Dad doing it. Yeah, like I don't know. There was something about it the whole time. I'm just like it's a little more on the dad side of this than I would like personally. Good album though. It's wasn't near as like cringy or anything as I was expecting.
Same.
The lyrics and stuff, though, it was a little hard for me to understand what he was actually saying. Shocker. So that is not my highest score, just because I didn't look into the lyrics. That's never my thing too much, anyways. I was thinking too with his vocals, there was parts where I would have liked to maybe not singing, because that's not really their thing, but a more chanty at least. Sometimes there was an actual chorus going on. He's still just going.
Yeah, maybe vocal variants would be nice.
Right. Yeah. So it was take a little bit from that. That's just me personally on that one. Musicianship, they're good. They know what they're doing. I'm never going to question that. No one should ever question that they know how to play. Production, it was good, not great, not the best. There was a couple of times where I would have liked, maybe a little clearer on the guitars. Maybe it was a little like the wall of sound was too much. At a couple times, like there's, you said there's 3 guitars.
Yeah.
Playing.
Yes.
That's a lot. That's a lot going on when they're all playing a breakdown, or something like that. Periphery kind of shit. I get they got 3 or 4 guitars going at a time sometimes, but they're all doing something. They're, one of them's hitting one fucking note. So it's different. Originality, I don't think it's the most original thing. It's metal. It's 2022 at this point. We've heard breakdowns before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's going to be a little difficult. Memorability, I don't remember a whole lot of it. It kind of blended in for me as I was listening. I only listened to it about 2 or 3 times, so I didn't give it like my usual 50 playthroughs.
Right. Like I comment with you. I would, if I wanted to find a song that I would have to listen to it and skip around until I found the riff.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
I remember that riff.
I can't remember what that riff's in this
that's
song.
that song. Yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Also at the same time. Holy shit.
We are the same.
Yeah, we are.
We are the same motherfucker.
You literally were both on the beat, the same element.
May have grown up together,
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brett, has that covered everything from you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I went through all of them, I think.
So first and foremost, I've never been really too familiar with these guys. I myself, personally, I'm not huge into deathcore. Never have liked bands that are heavy just for the sake of being heavy.
Right.
Crystal Lake's the farthest I go.
Right.
But even then, there's more melody than most other bands.
Uh-huh.
It's metal. It's metalcore, just on the heavier side.
Exactly. It's not idiot music.
Yeah.
Not saying that Fit for an Autopsy is either, but before Steven got me this album, Stick in the Mind in Chat, signed by them, by the way, to Cody. It's pretty rad. Thank you. Still love that. One of my favorite albums I have because of that. I never really heard them. And this is a good album too. We should definitely one day listen to it. I think a lot of the complaints that y'all have had so far, I saw other people also say that, and they compared it to this one not having those issues. So,
okay.
Maybe worth checking out.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. But with this album, right off the bat, right off the rip, let me just say, holy shit, what a fucking intro.
A solid intro.
That was cool. That was really cool.
As soon as the what the future holds drops, dude, it's like a punch in the dick, and it sets off the album. And when I was listening to that, I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be great. Let's go. Like, I get why we didn't particularly like all the singles, because in the frame of the album, they sound a lot better. Right. I love the line in Pandora that says, "Too many graves, not enough shovels." Great. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Far From Heaven, I got a lot of Gojira and Silent Planet vibes.
Me too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. I felt that too.
I love that.
More grimy. Just a little more grimy.
Yeah, a little more grimy.
Yeah, that's a great riff. This is probably the catchiest quote unquote deathcore album ever, because it doesn't sound like deathcore. And Will obviously said in the press material that, hey, there will always be a place for the deathcore fans. You just want the deathcore, but the music and us, we're moving forward. Either get on board or fuck off. I like that. I think deathcore is a very limiting genre in how experimental and all around you can be with what you put out without disappointing the fans completely. Like, look at Whitechapel, for instance. They're trying to also be popular and get on the Radio Rock Fest, and it's not
They went
good.
extreme though.
Yeah,
I
they
think.
went in the extreme fucking opposite direction.
Yeah.
Straight to Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah.
But they are a deathcore band who is quote unquote evolving their music. And everything. Evolving. Not in the best way.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like Fit for an Autopsy succeeds where Whitechapel is failing. Personally. There's a ton of atmosphere on here. The lyrical content's on point. In Conditional Healing, the line, "How many more mothers have to bury their sons, you sick motherfucker," fucking hits hard. Because the whole song's about the opioid crisis, which, as big of a crisis it is, we haven't really heard a lot of bands talk about it. So
No, that's not
interesting
something
one.
usually talked about.
Yeah.
Right.
So I like that they're not only talking about important things, different.
Where are they from
important
again?
thing. They are from. Josh, can you look it up?
Nerd alert.
But yeah, overall, it's a very heavy album. Really like that. As someone who's not a deathcore fan, I really like this album. Thank you.
They're from Jersey City.
Cool. Yeah, they're from New Jersey.
Yeah. I figured they had to have been a northeastern band to talk about
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So very interesting. Gave the songwriting lyrics high marks. Probably wouldn't have before until I actually read the lyrics, because again, the vocals could have been a little bit more clear. Not saying Joe's a bad vocalist; he's actually very good, and I
It's
love
genre.
that he's. It is a genre,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
compared to other people in that genre, I can at least understand him most of the time. And I like that he's singing more clean stuff, or at least they are. And I think that kind of gives it a bit more leeway into the memorability that it probably would have had otherwise. Musicianship, like Brett and Josh both said, top tier, can't go wrong. They know what they're doing, and they're very good. Some of these breakdowns on here, just like, oh, they're mean. They're mean, but they're not idiot music mean. Oh, it's so great. It's like, yes, I'm also angry about these things. Production, I loved it. Will, again, MVP of all the production ever, apparently, that we're ever going to listen to. It's like that Ted guy who's on everything, you know?
Yep.
Right. Sure.
Originality kind of dips back down because, again, deathcore, not super original, but
Right.
I gave it more points because, like Josh and I were discussing before the show, compared to other bands of that genre, they're pushing their music forward in a different direction. That doesn't suck. And I'm seeing a lot of people say that this might be album of the year contender, and I agree with them. I think this is a very early call, but I think at the end of the year, this is going to be ranking high amongst the masses that, you know, do all this. Maybe not us.
Bold.
Maybe not us,
Yeah, not us, I would assume.
but the Young Guns and the Nick Nocturnals and all
yeah,
of them,
the super heavy
Definitely.
boys.
definitely going to be
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, cool. And that's all I got to say.
Oops.
Okay.
So,
That's
So,
all you
shall
got
we-
to say.
shall we get into the other stuff?
Yeah.
Shall we surf around the net?
Around the net.
Hello and
Let's go.
welcome to View, Skewed, and Reviewed, this podcast within a podcast where I go around and do a deep dive into every single review that I could possibly find to give you, the viewer and listener, the most direct and to the point average that we can find. Forget Metacritic. You don't need them. I'm doing all the work for you, okay? We got YouTube reviews. We got no-name magazine reviews, okay? And now the show within a show has a name. Distorted Sound and Blabbermouth gave it a 9. Rock and Load gave it a 10. Wall of Sound gave it a 9. Louder Sound gave it a 9. A lot of sounds.
Yeah.
Come up with different stuff, guys. The Rate Your
Geek
Music...
Republic Media sound.
Sound, yeah.
There you go.
It's MAMS.
MAMS.
Rate Your Music's user average was a 6.86. Kerrang! Kerrang is usually where Brett is.
Yep.
Brett, where do you think Kerrang gave it? Without thinking too hard.
Without
Just throw a
thinking
number
too, 7.5.
6. Rain gave it a 6.
Ooh.
Technically, it's a 3 out of 5, but you know, why doesn't
okay.
everyone just use 10? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Metal Wani gave it an 8.3. Ghost Cult Magazine gave it a 7. Sputnik Music gave it a 7.6. Boolin Tunes gave it a 10.
Bull Tunes.
Roxins gave it an 8. New Transcendence gave it a 7. All Music gave it a 7. An Album of the Year gave it a 7.3. So that's the publications. Now let's get into our contemporaries of the YouTube world.
Okay.
Want to check out these people? Go check them out. Banger TV gave it an 8. Metal Trenches gave it a 9. Metal Meltdown, who last week gave Architects a 3, gave this one a 6.
That guy's rough.
So
God
mad
damn.
about that one.
That guy's
I'm
rough.
Yeah.
Who the hell is he?
I don't know. Among the Fence gave it a 9.2. Metal Roast gave it an 8. Free to Be Who I Be, great name, 8.5. Thralls of Metal gave it a 6. Media Mentality gave it an 8.25. The Heaviest Show in the Universe gave it a 7.4. And Pair of Jeans gave it a 7.5. So where would you suspect the average of the internet lies?
How many? What was the highest ones?
10.
There were 2 10s.
There were 2 10s.
A lot of 9s, a lot of 8s. But those 6s will fuck it up.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 8.1.
8.1 from Brad. Okay,
Okay.
Josh,
Yeah,
what
around
say
the mid.
you?
Yeah.
7.7.
Oh,
All right.
a big difference this week.
Yeah, big split. The average for all these people and their opinions, which doesn't really matter on our show because it's our show, 7.96.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Just
Right in the
below an
middle.
8. Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Okay. 7.9.
Enough about them. Let's talk about us.
Okay.
Boys, Josh, kick us off. What are you rating this album?
All right. So, despite my high marks on songwriting as a whole, musicianship as a whole, and production value, because we are, in the modern age and we should be there, I still think the originality and the ability, because of the genre and because I'm not super familiar with them and I'm not going out of my way to be like, I really like this band. Unfortunately, it kind of sits right at average at a 6.9 for me, right on the dot.
Nice.
Wow, 6.9,
Yeah,
nice.
6.9.
Nice.
I wanted to try to get it up to a 7, but in all rounding, if you were to round that, it is what it is.
Okay.
It would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Brett?
Memorability hit it hard because I
Okay.
can't remember a dick and thing.
Honestly, dude, exactly the same. I think this is probably our closest that we've ever been.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I'm literally everything you said. Songwriting, lyrics, the vocals, they were good. Musicianship, they're great. Production's good. Originality sucks, and memorability sucks. From my scores. So I ended up giving it a 7.1.
7.1. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
10.
no, nothing got a 10. Production got the
It's
highest.
gonna be in the 8s. It's gonna be in the 8s, isn't it?
It's a 9.6 or something.
I know it's gonna be in the 8s.
So I like this album. I liked it a lot more than I thought. And for me, if an album surprises me from what I expect it's gonna be when we go into it, it's gonna get higher marks. And I guess I'm always on the more positives. I don't know.
Listen,
I like
it
music.
would have been like a
Yeah.
4 if it, what
Otherwise.
was what I thought it was gonna be.
Oh yeah,
Because like
absolutely.
going into it, I was like, this is gonna suck fucking ass.
Dude, I put this
Yeah,
off
I
till
was like-
last second.
Yeah, and then
clearly
started
I
listening.
like them a little bit. So
Yeah. But I totally felt like this was gonna be sludgy garbage, and it
Mhm.
wasn't. So that's why I got the average score it did.
So yeah, and in reading the lyrics and seeing what they were about and all that stuff, that bumped it up a little bit more. The musicianship
Sure.
and the production were always going to be high.
Yeah.
Originality and memorability is where I dip lower.
Sure.
Not nearly low enough apparently, because my average was a 9.2.
A 9.2.
You had to have given it like.
What can I say?
How do you remember every song then?
I remember some of them. Hey, listen,
No.
memorability got the lowest. Okay.
No, it probably he probably gave it a point higher on the first three categories than we.
Yeah, the first three
So-
ones are 9.3,
Nines.
9.5, 9.7.
did. We were 8.5, and 8.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. That's,
Yes.
that's where it helped for sure. My memorability was a 4.
All right, you know what?
I have a 6 on both of those.
All right, you know what? Hold on. Y'all can talk amongst yourself. Hold on.
I can barely
'Cause-
remember the name of the album.
Dude, I remember that this is fit for an autopsy. That's all I remember. And that
I
there's
keep
a
thinking,
lot of
and I
screams
keep
stuff.
thinking "Fit for a King" every time I hear the name.
Okay. Brett, you brought
It's
up a
good.
good
It was
point.
fine. I like listening to it,
Brett,
but I'm
hold
just
on.
saying.
You brought up a good point. How much of it do I actually
Do you,
remember? I dropped
how
that
much
down
do you
a point.
actually remember?
I dropped that down a point. It's now just a 9 flat.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
You have a little more connection to it, and you dove a little deeper into the lyrics than we did.
Yeah.
So
See,
I
that's
see
why
it.
I'm always more positive because I do so much work on these and fucking build the show, and I'm like, oh wow, this is way better than I thought.
Yeah, you know the insight that we
I know,
don't
yeah.
have.
You're gonna
That's
Paula Abdul this thing every time.
Well, I mean, put it
Listen to
this
the
way.
album first before you do the research.
I usually do. Research is
Okay.
like the last. That's why I was up till like 4 in the morning last night.
Oh, you were
it's
also
funny.
up till 4 in the morning. Very nice.
Yeah, but I was listening to other stuff after I got done with this, so I was just like, eh.
Yeah.
But I'll get to that Thursday. Okay, we'll get to that Thursday.
Okay.
I was drinking.
Yeah. But it's funny, Brett. You're always like close to Kerrang. They gave it a 6. You gave it a 7.
Yeah.
So like,
That's probably
But
the
I'm all-
farthest I've been from them, actually.
so you could go work at Kerrang. I could go work at like Louder Sound or something.
Boolin Tubes or whatever.
No, Bull and Tunes gave it a 10. We're not there. I'm not there yet.
Oh, a
Pretty damn close.
9.2? Yeah.
I'm there with Louder Sound and Distorted and Blabbermouth and all them. So that's fine. But hey, that's why it's not just one person's opinion. It's all three of us, so we can
Yeah.
even it out.
Right,
So,
Right.
with our combined scores, where do you boys think it's going to be?
I don't know, man. Yours throws it off a lot.
Where's this at? Okay. Well, here we go. No, not there.
With your score, I'm going to say that this goes number 1.
So
I
you think
don't
it's
think so.
you think it's above Lee McKinney?
No, I think it's number 2, but like
Brett,
seven
switch-
seven
switch
point
scenes, switch scenes.
Oh, yeah. My
maybe
bad, my bad.
maybe 7.8 around there. Like
May-
almost right with around the net is where it's gonna sit.
Yeah, I said 2 out of 3 still is the higher
It doesn't
factor.
break. It doesn't break 8. It's right in between. I'm gonna say. What was the percentages for you,
think-
Brett? You said 7.1,
Yeah.
and mine was 6.9, and
Nice.
yours was 9.
Mhm.
7.8.
You're saying 7.8. So you're saying
That's-
above on. So we'll get to the numbers specifically after we find out where it's going. So you're saying
Jason's
it's above
got
on
a
the road.
7.85.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 8.03. 'Cause I think it did break 8.
So you both
I
think
don't
that
think
it's
so.
between Under Oath and Lee.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll start there. You're both correct.
I don't think it breaks 8. And if it does, I'm changing my score.
Okay, so between those two, what were your numbers real fast?
6.9.
Or no.
Your
what you
guess.
Oh, the main score 7.8.
7.8. Okay.
I'm saying
Brett?
8.03.
Okay. You both lose. It is actually a 7.67.
Okay.
Wow, a little lower.
Okay.
It's where it fucking belongs.
That's where it
It's
belongs.
not
Yeah.
I agree.
That's where it
Yeah.
belongs.
I agree. I think that's a solid C plus.
Now.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Man, we need more albums because like I don't want to listen to any of these.
I was
I just want them to
thinking
go
like,
over there.
do you pick this over the other ones?
So I picked this over Under Oath?
And Lee?
No.
No, not Lee. And yes, and I don't want to listen to Under Oath either. I don't want to listen to any of them.
I
But was
personally
it
would rather.
better than?
Yeah, I would rather listen to Under Oath than Fit for an Autopsy.
No,
As far as
I-
these two albums.
Okay, Cody, you
Yes, hi.
recorded our old scores, right?
Yes, I'm pulling it up right now.
What did we put for Under Oath?
Under Oath, Brett gave it a 7.5, I gave it an 8.34, and Josh gave it a 6.78.
Yep.
So I'm holding true, at least.
I gave it 0.4 higher than what I gave Fit for an Autopsy.
But when you look at like the individual scores, the musicianship of Fit for an Autopsy smacks around Under Oath on that particular
Oh,
album.
yeah. I
Yep.
think that's what does it, really.
Right. They're just better in that particular space.
Mhm.
Yeah, there
All
was
right.
nothing crazy with Under Oath.
I mean, that number is literally the same number. Right? Like you look at 7.67 and
0.13?
7.54, it's literally so close
Yeah.
to each other.
They're about the
Like-
same.
Yeah, they're about the same.
Yeah.
I think because they're talking about more important lyrics and because the musicianship's going to be a little bit better than Under Oath, that's what's giving it the bump right now.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not cringe.
Yeah.
Like there's some cringe in Under Oath.
Oh, I
But
definitely got some cringe from Fit for an Autopsy.
no, but it's a different kind of cringe. This is like we're death metal band cringe, so it's like that. It's expected. But with Under Oath, it's like you weren't like this. You know,
Yeah, him trying to say fuck is
it's so weird.
sounds
I
like
don't
a,
like
like
it
a
at all.
13-year-old trying to do it for the first time in public.
Yeah, it's like what Wendy said on their roast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again,
well,
hopefully,
alright.
it sucks that they're like a little bit above average, right? Because there's not going to be so much that can, like our set list is going to be like we're going to have to say, okay, what we really like needs to be 9, so we can get this shit down. Because like we're being very very
it'll
nice.
slow down.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I
compared
think so.
to 6.76, where was that? That would on the old one be in between Architects and Hawthorne. So,
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
you know,
Well,
I think in the grand
that-
scheme of things, it makes sense.
and that's the thing too, because we're all three of us are different. Like you just said, Hawthorne Heights. Like that's a 10. But
No.
that's me. I'm
No.
I'm an emo. I'm an emo boy.
No.
I'm very, very emo. So like, I don't know. Luckily, we have 3 different varying ideas that combine into what the scores are. So
Yeah.
But like a 10 for me and a fucking 4 for Brett, they split. And then what happens? It sits right there at number 3, and that's annoying because it doesn't belong there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. No, I think we're doing fine, and this is only our 5th week, 3rd week on the modern tracks.
Yeah.
So
And there's a reason why we're doing the modern every week, so we can build this playlist and make it more,
Yeah.
current. That's why the
Right.
split happened.
Yep.
Okay, well,
There we
that
go.
that does it for this particular album. It is now
Yep.
my turn to pick for next Sunday. And I went back and forth. There was a reason why I was up till 4 o'clock. I went back and forth on 2 particular albums that have come out. Let me fucking pull them up real fast. Because not a lot is out right now. And I want to give like the As It Is album like at least a week being out so we can listen to it. I
Listen
think
to
out
it.
of
Right.
I think out of the ones coming out this week, that's the only one that's remotely interesting. So it was between 2 bands, and I feel like the one I didn't pick, we could definitely also do. Maybe one of y'all will pick it, but I'm actually gonna go with Billy Talent, "Crisis of Faith."
I've been hearing some good
Okay.
things.
Bro, I listened to the highest listened to song on there, and I was very shocked.
Yeah.
It sounds it sounds very interesting.
Bunch of Canadian punkers.
Yep.
It'll be nice. It's kind of like I've put them in the same place as Rise Against.
You
Just
know,
the
it's
Canadian-
funny.
Canadian version of it.
Saw someone today said Billy Talent or Rise Against. Who you like more?
They're very similar.
Okay. I liked
Just one's
the new
nice.
Rise Against a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we'll see where this one sits, and I've heard good things, so that's a good pick.
Yep. And then this Thursday, Josh's retro review.
Yeah,
The last of the 2021 catch-ups. is going to be Dexcore 18.
Yeah. Little Japanese metal.
I've listened to it. Cody, that was what I was talking about when I was talking about Blessed Fall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I realized after I sent it, I was like, oh, I'm talking about the other album.
Yeah, I was like, that's a weird take.
That's all. Yeah, that's all.
You started listening to it a little bit?
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing.
Nice. Solid?
Yeah.
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 Cool. All right.
Good.
Oh, you want to know what
Very
the other
nice.
album I was going to pick was?
Yeah.
Comeback Kid.
Oh, yeah.
I was torn between those two, and I definitely think we should do Comeback Kid.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Sometime this year, because we have that space now.
But all right, so that does it for Morning After Music Show for YouTube and Spotify. Twitch, you hang around. Hey, YouTube, Spotify, if you want to join us live for the pre-show where we talk about the news, for this show where we talk about the album, and then for the post-show where we're gonna go watch some music now. Make sure you come watch us at twitch.tv/geek_republic. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us all the other goodies.
That right there.
Yep, that right down
Somewhere
there.
over there. There we go. There's
Right
my
there.
finger.
Down there.
Yep.
Over there.
Oh,
There's a
that's
corner.
Yeah, we
gonna
have
do it.
social medias. Yeah.
yeah, go find us. And that does it for y'all. So bye-bye. We're gonna go watch music videos now.
Bye.